Yo, what's going on there, Raiders? After about 100 hours of playing this game, which I've been thoroughly enjoying, I do have I've come up with about 5 things of quality of life improvements I feel like this game is kind of needing and would really just help out with just the overall flow and the understanding of the game. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. One of the first things that I've noticed while I'm on top side, we'll kind of start there, is that while you're looting, I kind of wish that there was like a quick button to salvage. So when you're up there and you're salvaging things, you kind of have to go and you have to select the item and recycle it, and this window pops up and you have to click this every single time. Now, it's not like it wasn't really annoying at first, as you kind of need all items to begin with, but as you start like accumulating a bunch of items in general, like you want to start breaking down things like all the time. And sometimes when you're looting dead bodies or really big just chests or whatever in general, you want to be able to just kind of like select multiple items, right? And like be able to just recycle the whole thing. Now, you can only really do this in your inventory stash, as you just saw, but you can't do it up on top side for some reason. Like, you can't select different items and then recycle them. So I felt like maybe, you could just do the same thing you do in your stash. You can do it up on top side, would really help out. Or, if it wasn't just like a multiple item, but maybe just a quick button, you just simply hold down a button. I mean, I'm on mouse and keyboard, but you hold down like shift, let's say, and you just right click the button and it automatically just simply salvages it immediately. It doesn't give you the window or whatever. I think this would just really be useful for people that kind of already know what things can be broken down to, or just don't care and just want to break it down into all basic parts. So that would be one thing. The other improvement I feel like is kind of needing is, especially, and this is more relevant to items that are bigger stacked, is splitting the stack itself. So far, you can only split directly half the stack. There is no split amount window that pops up, that if I wanted only, 5 of these, I would have to continue to split this, over and over and over, and then I could take that. And that's just that's so tedious and time consuming, and it takes up a lot of different space in your inventory to do that, which is kind of annoying. So I feel like having a window that would pop up to ask you how much you want to split would be, in my mind, I think more beneficial than just splitting half automatically. It's just to have a window that asks you how much you actually want to split. So that would be one. The other item, since we're here in my inventory, would be something that's like being able to build your own custom loadout, but make it so you can craft everything automatically all at once to your loadout. So what I mean by that is, like, let's just imagine there's another option up here next to the inventory page that has like takes you another place, and it gives you like 5 different loadouts, and you could load out just like any other like first person shooter game however you want to custom build your loadout theoretically, right? You are essentially creating a blueprint for this loadout. So by the time you're done, you could select it and you could just automatically craft everything that's on your loadout, including the attachments, the upgradable weapon, all your quick uses and stuff like that. That would automatically just be crafted immediately. And I feel like this would just save so much time between games, especially if you've died a couple times in a row. It gets really tedious going back and forth on your workbenches, trying to craft every single item and then put it to your inventory or into your loadout. So I feel like this would just be like such a great quality of life to be able to just build your, your blueprint per se of your loadout, and then you can just craft it immediately and just get right back to it, kind of thing. So yeah, like that was one thing that I noticed after about 100 hours. It just got kind of annoying. The other thing would be in reference to your skill tree, is that I think the skill trees just need better descriptions in general. Now, I don't know, there might be a split opinion on this whole thing, like, as some people don't want there to be super meta, as this game is more casually, like, has more of a a casual take than a super hardcore meta taking, and this might be more in favor of more meta gaming. But I do feel like there at times certain things need to be just better writtenly out, like broader shoulders increases the maximum weight you can carry. What does that mean? How much does that actually translate to? Now, if you don't have this, for those who don't know how this, I thought this was like 1 pound per 5, or 1 pound per point, so 5 at the end, but it's actually 2, so 5 out of 5 nets you 10 more pounds of carry weight. Now, I just feel like, as the game gets explored, people are just going to know this, and there's going to be videos that tell you exactly how much this is. And there won't be that much of a mystery, you know what I'm saying? That there's really no reason now that we shouldn't just have better descriptions so people can kind of plan out their build more efficiently and what sounds more interesting. So I don't think this can be, obviously some of these don't need to be like that. Like when you're down, you crawl faster. I don't need to have like a percentage of like how much faster per se, but I think on some of these you can justify some kind of like, like chance of revealing twice as many items at once or whatever. Like what's the chance? 25%? How much am I incrementally doing that? I just think those are things that could be used on the talent tree here. It's just a little bit better descriptions that kind of give you more information. And then the other one is, it might be more controversial, but I'll just go ahead and say it. I think there needs to be an option, another keybind or option or whatever, additional option that when you down like another player outside of your team, to have an option to actually just revive that person like normally, like you would do with your teammate. You have like, you go up to them and they're down, and you'd have 2 options to knock them out or to revive them. Now, I know some people, I've said this before, I've asked this question before on some other like sites, and people, say like, well, you can just have a defib. Yeah, but that requires an actual item though, half time. And some people, like myself, sometimes I don't even have like a defib on me, and that's not really the point. And this doesn't even take away the usefulness of a defib in the first place. The defib still is extremely useful of getting up people very quickly and having 50 of your health right away. My point is, I think this would just encourage a little bit, maybe nicer behavior, and also just creating way more funnier interactions. I mean, I think it's just a good quality of life as far as a community, mind you, just as a whole picture. I feel like this would be a really fun way to interact with players and not just be, again, I think it's in favor of a more casual base type of gameplay and not a hardcore meta like Tarkov like type of thing. Like, it doesn't stop anyone from PvPing and knocking anyone out. It gives you another option to maybe like, revive someone and partner up with them later on, or even reviving them and hazing them. Who knows, right? Like, but that's my point. I think it just creates more opportunities for more different interactions. And I think that's always a net positive to any game like this. I think it would fit very well with the theme. So, but yeah, those are my takes, guys. Those are my 5 things. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and maybe you guys have some other ideas. Anyways, see ya.